G'day, today I'm flying Aeromexico to Las Vegas, 2 flights, 2 completely different business class products, and I think you'll be amazed at the differences. First up, this is the longer of the 2 flights, 8.5 hours from Sao Paulo to Mexico City. It's on a 7879 in a business class seat that I love. And I'll tell you why a little bit later. I've got 2 separate bookings, one from Sao Paulo to Mexico City, and then there's an overnight stay, and then at 9 a.m. I go Mexico City, Las Vegas. But they wouldn't let me combine the 2 and check my luggage all the way through. So I have to pick it up in Mexico City, which will be a delay of about 20 minutes at least, and then recheck it tomorrow morning. Check-in was quick. Security and immigration, about 15 minutes in total. Then it was off to the letdowns lounge, which is a good size, has a bar and numerous food offerings. The eggs were good, hard to bugger them up really, but I'd give the sandwiches a wide berth. I boarded at 10:25 for our 11:05 departure, and on the seat when I arrived was a mattress, a doona, a pillow and a pair of headphones. And in one of the storage areas, and there are 4 in this seat, was an amenities kit. Now, nice to see that they offer these on day flights. A lot of airlines don't. Some have them, but they only provide them for day flights if you ask. That's just a cost-cutting measure. Today's goodies were in a green pouch, and on the way to Sao Paulo, I got a blue bag with the same gear inside. Let's talk about the seat now. I reckon it's one of the best going around for business class. Good padding, lies fully flat with just a push of a button. Well, you got to hold it. Lighting-wise, yes, there are a number of options. One above, a small reading light over the shoulder, and some mood lighting for the suite on the touch panel. You summon the crew with this button on the remote, and next to it is a button for the overhead light. The breakfast was better than what the lounge had to offer, that's for sure. The quiche, 6.8 out of 10, and the strawberry with the mousse was a nice touch. Then it was time to make the bed and settle down for a couple of hours of movie watching, and that was a rare treat. The interesting thing about this flight, and I booked 2 separate tickets, was it was cheaper to go return Mexico City, Sao Paulo, Mexico City, than it was to go one way. I did select seat 5J, and when I got on board they dudded me back here to 8J, but I can tell you it's better than 1J, because up in 1 you get all the noise of the galley, and on the flight over here there was plenty of noise from the crew, cutlery, plates, etc. So I will never book 1J on this aircraft again. And just behind my seat there's a great little self-serve area, including self-serve spirits and bubbly, as well as a tea and coffee maker. Our route took us over the Pacific Ocean, hugging the coast of Peru, across Bolivia and into Sao Paulo. I've just been down the back of the plane to have a look at economy, and I was impressed. Actually, a lot of seats free, which was handy because I got to sit in one, and I thought if the seat in front didn't come back on me, I would have been fine there for a number of hours. About 3 hours into the flight, the crew brought out lots of snacks, and I reckon it's one of the best selection of snacks I've ever seen on an aircraft. A lot of variety. You can help yourself whenever you want. And how about these strawberries covered in chocolate? I've never seen that in a buffet-style snack offering before on an aircraft. I want to talk to you about this mattress. It's fantastic for a business class product. Probably the best I get on any flight. Not as good as Qantas's first class mattress, and you wouldn't expect it to be, but yeah, very pleased with that. I watched an interesting movie, and we're probably an hour and a half away from another feed. 90 minutes from landing, and we had our second meal, and I had some chicken that I pre-ordered on their app. 7.5 out of 10, very good, with some caramelized onions and rice. And then for dessert, the crew brought me out pretty much everything. They did apologize for it being unfrozen, but if you dipped the strawberries in the milky liquid, it was quite nice. Well, after a 24-minute wait for the luggage, which is standard at this joint, finally into the country. I'm actually staying at the Courtyard by Marriott, and they have an office here near Gate 4, where if you come in, they'll get you a shuttle bus to the airport, which is a whole lot easier than an Uber because it just doesn't connect. And taxis out there are overpriced. Well, after an ordinary night's sleep at the Courtyard, it's back out here to the Mexico City airport, and they're doing a fair bit of work prepping for the FIFA World Cup in 2026. Now, it's off to the lounge, but it's not Aeromexico's good lounge because that's being upgraded. Instead, I'll be using this one. This is the lounge we get access to with business class on Aeromexico, but you have to put your name down on the waiting list. We're safely on board this 737 MAX 9 aircraft. I scored seat 1A in the front row, and all the front row seats have a screen which is mounted on the bulkhead, whereas in rows 2, 3 and 4 the screens are in the seat back. There is in-seat power, a USB socket, a remote control for the in-flight entertainment system, and a drink holder in between the two seats. Obviously this aircraft is nowhere near as wide as the 787 that I flew on from Sao Paulo, so there's far less space and really no room for a lie flat seat. And being a significantly shorter flight at just, 3 hours and 20 minutes I think, a lie flat seat would have been an overkill. It would also force up the price of a business class ticket given that there would be fewer seats. On this flight there was one toilet for 16 people in business and 2 toilets for 165 in the main cabin. I like this aircraft. It was clean, it was tidy. The food, impressive. I like this Bluetooth connection for the in-flight entertainment system. Or you use their headphones, which aren't as good as the ones on the first flight. Wine-wise, there was only one bottle available, and it was this red wine. You get a blanket and a very small pillow waiting for you on your seat, and there is free basic Wi-Fi on this flight, but in business, on the previous flight, we had a voucher that got us unlimited Wi-Fi for watching YouTube video, the whole box and dice. Well, it was 2 excellent flights on Aeromexico. Different business class cabins, as you saw, but great crew. I really like the airline. I think it does very well, certainly on the food stakes and even in the seat comfort. Now, I'm going to clear customs. I think this is the first time I've ever cleared customs in Las Vegas. Then I'll be heading off to the Palazzo at the Venetian for 10 glorious nights. There was no one in the immigration line, and the agent I dealt with was warm and friendly. A much quieter airport than LAX, which is often where I fly into. My driver was waiting with a sign, and it was a 20-minute trip to the Palazzo. I asked him his thoughts about the F1 race.
I encourage every tourist to come, period. No question asked, just because of the experience. You don't see this anywhere in this world. It's Vegas.
And after a quick check-in, it was up to room 41810. It's not a room, it's a suite. Beautifully fitted out with a separate lounge area on a lower level, huge bathroom with double sinks and even a makeup table, and it overlooked turn 12. My wife and her friend watched every single track session from the room, ordering room service for some outstanding food, but the drinks we sourced from Total Wines. And at this point, I'll say that the price of alcoholic beverages in the USA can be both very cheap and very expensive. For example, for around $28 you can get this 1.75 litre bottle of Southern Comfort and a couple of Cokes at Total Wines, or a double Southern Comfort and Coke at a big hotel on the Strip. In short, I rate Aeromexico. Good job. Now, before I leave you, I'll find a whole lot of extra social media content there. And for my Black Friday sale for F1 stuff, use the promo code BF20. It's only for a limited time. It is for Black Friday and will save you 20% at the shop at kimillman.com on a number of items. Thanks for watching.
And stay passionate.
Off.